to compare this transition to something like we see, let's say, with Snaker, where we would have the like pure hyper casual game with just level based gameplay, and then suddenly we have gachas here and there and like merging, fusion, whatever,
gacha balls,
everything, and like super big span depth, unfolding gameplay, game modes, levels, trials, whatever, throw everything at
all
me.
the keyword system and systems,
like
vectors.
it's nowhere near even to it. So
This is no bullshit gaming podcast, 2.5 gamers. Sharing actionable insights, dropping knowledge from our day-to-day user acquisition, game design, and ad monetization jobs. We are definitely not discussing the latest industry news, but having so much fun. Let's not forget this is a 4 a.m. conference discussion vibe, so let's not take it too seriously.
All right, do the intro. Let's go.
I think like the intro is already happening, man. Like Samuel is already talking.
Yes. Fucking Sam is doing the heavy lifting for us when we're sitting here fucking complaining. Remo, get the limes.
Yeah, get the limes.
It's Friday.
Okay, welcome everyone. Yeah, it's Friday finally. Yeah, we're getting back on track with Friday vibe. So welcome everybody. This is No Bullshit Gaming Podcast. It's session number 70. So my name is Matija Lančarić. And there's fucking nobody's counting. Like, hey, like what the fuck?
My name is Jakub.
And my name is Felix Broberg. I do the ads.
I do the game
You're
design.
You're the host. I'm the UA person. Amazing. We need to work on this.
Yeah.
It should be way better.
I'll get a tattoo here, you know.
Yeah, you should.
Ads are beautiful.
Ads are beautiful. I'm actually thinking about making it as a swag, as like T-shirt with these like fun stuff. That
You just want a flamingo T-shirt. That's what you want.
Exactly. I know. I'm already working on it. What are you talking about? So anyway, so this is a special episode, which is number 70, because that's how like how old is Jakub? Jakub is 70 years old. And now it's also
Botox life, Jakub.
Yeah. It's also a length of Felix hair and obviously my IQ, because nobody intelligent enough would start the intro with this type of joke. Okay. Welcome everybody. So we are talking about an interesting thing, which is fairly new. And we call it from hypercasual to hybrid casual, the Voodoo story, right? It's going to be interesting because we're going to talk about Voodoo and how they invented the fire. Maybe not. But before we start that, we are actually going to South Korea next month with Felix. So if you are based in South Korea or are going to be there in Seoul, we are going to be there as well in July. So let us know if you want to meet. We're going to be there like 18th of July to 21st of July. Attending an interesting event.
And maybe putting on an event of ourselves with the help of a very good fan that we want to give a shout out to Inho. Thank you so much for helping us out. We're looking forward to going.
Yeah, so it's only Felix and me. Jakub is staying at home. Nobody invited him.
Who's playing Diablo? There's nothing to play anymore.
Yeah, we'll get there. We're gonna record a Diablo episode as well. Felix, if you want to join, you can.
I'm busy that day.
Sure. Yeah,
I know, busy with games that have ads.
Busy with ads. Okay. I think we can skip the build up discussion.
No, come on, come on.
Why? Because it was funny only, I guess, for us. It wouldn't be funny for everybody else.
Yeah, we'll skip this part, but we'll start now.
Yeah. Okay. So Voodoo is launching only 4 games per year after hard hyper-casual pivot. Well, welcome to the game development, guys. So Voodoo completely reorganized their processes in the last 2 years. And there was this article from our friend Neil, mobilegamer.biz, and he talked with Mr. Duarte from Voodoo. He's a VP of what? VP of something in Voodoo. And he basically said that there are now like 2 main teams. there is a launch team which constantly tests and prototypes and develops new hybrid casual gameplay mechanics. And there is a live team that that's trying to evolve existing games by adding deeper content, economy, and meta features. Sounds
enhanced gameplay.
Yeah, it sounds like exactly.
Sounds like the team that's trying to save the old portfolio and convert it to hybrid casual. That's it.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you have to, right? Adapt or die.
Maybe you can create something new. That's
exactly. But that's the second team, I guess. Right.
That's the first one you read about.
Oh yeah, the first one. So they canceled a lot of projects and also canceled a few studios. So included the Voodoo Berlin and the Next Hype. The Next Hype was a kind of mystery to me, but Voodoo Berlin we know. So because I think it was supposed to be a casual branch of their whole Voodoo fun stuff, but it didn't work out. Yeah. So
unfortunately, there was I guess a bunch of pretty senior professionals there. Unfortunately, getting laid off, which this thing didn't kind of work out. Not really nicely to look at, but I guess that's how our industry works. But I guess the most important thing from the whole article was that not hypercasual is dead, but hypercasual is dead to Voodoo, as the guy said. That's the
because they said also the hypercasual is dead on Pocket Gamer conference in London, and everyone's if Voodoo says hypercasual is dead, then it must be dead. Just maybe no. They actually didn't mention that it's dead to Voodoo. But yeah,
it's not quite as clickbaity though, right?
Yeah, it's true. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But Mr. Duarte also said that these teams that are not longer in Voodoo, they were not aligned with the strategy. But the thing is, the strategy, I guess, changed quite heavily, and they were aligned back then when they actually hired them, right? So it's it's just still very different terminology, but okay, whatever. It wasn't hybrid casual back then. And they're experimenting with casual, midcore, and Web3 even now. So
of course, they still announced their Voodoo coin. Remember, we talk about that one. It's going to launch this summer, as probably as they said.
And also there is boards on the street that the Voodoo is actually building something really interesting in the Web3 space. So let's see. Ooh. So it's very spicy. I
confirm that though, but yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Or was it a cam?
Yeah, but so post IDFA, they went through very tough period before doubling down on the hybrid casual, and guess what? Let's blame everything on Apple. Yeah, now let's celebrate. The hybrid casual genre is the savior. It's gonna save us all. Thank you much, hybrid casual. But okay, so the third turning point came when they released Collect Them All and Mob Control, which is both games that are kind of definition for Voodoo of hybrid casual, which means hyper casual style visuals, low CPIs, but metas that grow and deepen over time. Okay, and
we'll look into the two games. Detail.
Yeah, these are the two games we are going to review today. So let's start with Mob Control, I think. Or
well, let's start.
Remo, before you start your part, could you actually just define for some listeners that maybe are just starting to listen to podcasts, what the difference is from a game design perspective, just purely from hybrid casual to hyper casual, what the actual difference is?
Hyper casual games in the period before the post IDFA thing happened, for those who didn't know, that pretty much break this whole kind of advertisement loop where you can scale these things very comfortably to very high scale and make a lot of revenue, which is currently not working. They were working on the premise that you create an engaging core gameplay that's very, very pretty much focused on core gameplay only. We're talking weeks, not months of development. Then suddenly you compare the CPI, take 100 prototypes. This is the one that has the lowest one. You work some more on it, and then you scale it to the top charts. You don't really care about IAPs at all. You don't really care about spend depth, metagame, long-term, day 30, day 50, day 60, whatever retention.
You don't care about anything.
You just care about the ad views and being able to squeeze as much kind of revenue in the first 7 days of the game, and that's it. Because this has kind of short life cycle where usually these games would live on the store onto like 5 months, 6 months. That's it. Except Helix Jump, that works forever. Nobody.
Felix Jump. Felix Jump.
Yeah,
Love that game.
exactly, which has like 500 million downloads. So we know about that one. But yeah, that was the hyper casual cycle. The other problem that this one had was that hyper casuals were pretty much marketing themselves. Like 60% of the ads were other hyper casual games, so the snake was eating its tail a little bit there. And now that this whole marketing ploy pretty much collapsed like a Ponzi scheme, it's no longer working. That's why you see why Voodoo is coming with these big statements such as hyper casual is dead to me, blah blah blah, because they know that they won't survive if they don't move. It's like the usual problem with electric cars and like diesel cars.
But isn't that just a fucking evolution of the genre? I mean, look at idle games. Like they evolved quite heavily through time. So like,
I don't think so. That's
all the fuzz
I don't
about.
think so. That's an evolution. It's more of a, like one thing stopped working, so they want to switch on a different thing. Hybrid casual, I think, was there even before they kind of proclaim it. The other theme of today's discussion is that honestly, when we look at the things and like the latest news interviews and the games, and as we will see it's pretty much same thing what Habby has been doing from 2016. Or what,
like I said on that episode, like Habby is a new Voodoo.
Yeah, like or 2017. I don't know when Archer came out, but pretty much it was back then, where we already saw these kind of hyper casual like core gameplay games with very deep meta game and low CPIs. So
yeah, it's very surprising to me. Like now everybody's talking about the hybrid casual, like it was like it's fucking new kid on the block, but it's been there like for years.
Yeah, I guess because nowadays,
Yeah, because it hasn't been hyped.
Yeah, it hasn't been
now it's
hyped.
hyped. Now it's hyped.
Okay.
Get on the hype train.
Yeah, but it takes a completely different expertise, I would say. Maybe that was also one of the things why Voodoo closed those other studios, because there's a very clear difference between someone that has worked only on hyper casuals, someone that has worked only on casual and mid-core games, and now you want them to have this kind of hybrid casual expertise, which is combining those two and having like +1 on top of it, because honestly, these things are not easy to build. That's why Voodoo doesn't have a full portfolio of them. Like it's very hard to build. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, let's start with the main example that we're going to talk about today, because of course we scoured through Voodoo portfolio. We check our favorite data platform, that we check our second favorite data platform.
Yeah.
We saw big
honestly, lately, these two favorite and second favorite data platforms, I hate them equally.
Like, it's just
not very good lately.
Looking at the data and then like, what the fuck is happening? Like it's totally like two different numbers, totally different.
And the delta is massive.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Like,
so
and then you talk to someone from the game that the gaming company that we actually reviewed, and it's like, hey guys, like these
DAU numbers are off by a million.
Yeah,
you're like,
oh, man, like you're so wrong.
Oh,
yes, well, maybe. This is what we work with.
That's what happens.
So if you have data, please share. We can get better.
Yeah, we can correct ourselves. Feel free to reach out. So we scoured the portfolio and omitting currently all of the Beach Bum games that have been like the Beach Bum studio that has been There was an acquisition by Voodoo of the Beach Bum studio, and
what, did you have a brain freeze or
something like that? And they have games that are IAP driven, so we're not going to talk about them. We're just going to talk about Voodoo, like first game. So let's say the games that are coming from Voodoo direct account. So looking at the portfolio, there are two games that are currently driving most IAP revenue that we see in these our favorite friends here from the data platforms. So there's Mob Control and there's Calling Them All. So I guess let's start with Mob Control, because it's a very good example of like how the thing evolved and how it works and like what's this whole thing about. So if we currently look at the game right here, it's actually that creative dream that we always wanted to play and always been fed with all of the creatives, where you have two
fake creatives he's been making for the last year. Someone actually built the goddamn game.
Someone actually,
we are talking about, they had this game already, like
it's actually inspired by Fireballs 3D. So so a little bit of background. Mob Control was initially developed by Vincent Bourgois, Sorry, I'm butchering everyone from this point on. Who leads Voodoo Paris Hypercasual Studio, and he was inspired by the 2018 hit Fireballs 3D, while following the multiplayer arcades trend, which is our favorite. Choose left or right, and don't use common math. And then his team spent.
You should just said you should have just Vincent.
That's it.
Vincent from Voodoo Paris Hypercasual Studio. So thank you, Vincent. That's fine.
Yeah, notice this part. He and his team spent a full week building the game. So
way.
This is when this was still hyper casual, and we'll talk about it. Why this transition?
Some AAA studios on console are turning in their graves right now hearing that.
Yeah.
Spinning. Yeah. Before it was launched by Voodoo's marketing department, so like a whole week of work. That's how hyper casual works. So 3 months after its launch, the team saw some premise in it and like took 4 more people. So we're now a team of 5. When you have people from Bubble Master, we have people from some graphics guy, artist guy. This is the important thing. We have a guy from Candy Crush Soda Saga. So that seems to me like the expertise that was bringing like the hybrid casual pivot, or let's say deepening the metagame features of the game. And then the team expanded to 10 people and currently has a data scientist and full QA support, which is something completely normal from any games different than hyper casual. But yeah,
we're talking about like this normal team structure.
And in 2023, the team will grow around 20 people. I get this that
that's pretty low.
That for Voodoo, this is something completely new. If you were just like killing 100 prototypes and like launching one, that's like understandable. But yeah, it's pretty much going this way around. Mob Control was released April 13, 2021. So it's actually pretty old game, but this is the important part, that before it was hyper casual. It was not always hybrid casual. So
yeah, that's the thing, because they started scaling last year in December.
Yeah. So the thing is
November.
So the thing is that this is their template example that they're currently using when they talk about these games and how the whole genre works. Whereas look at our hyper casual game that we turn into this, like, I guess it's making a lot of money. Like we can only see that it's making like million plus a month in IPs only currently.
Yeah, it looks like 1.2
million IP. So my guess is it's something like 50-50 or even like 60-40.
Oh, no. You do think so? It's 50-50? I would say it's still like more skewed towards ads.
So what, 70-30?
I'm have to wait for my part to find out.
Yeah. Well, let's leave it to the decimal guy.
Yeah, let's leave it there.
So yeah, you have this, let's say, successful example. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about the game. So if we play, it's the usual thing that you would expect from the creative that you can now actually play within the game, which I, to be honest, kind of like because finally I can at least play the thing. So you just shoot stuff very easily. You hold your button, and then the cannon spews units and mobs. And when you charges up, you can have this kind of boss unit that you throw at your opponents, and they slowly kind of kill them. And the fun of it is pretty much being able to aim it properly throughout these kind of gates that multiply these things. And
that's the hyper casual game mechanics there.
Yeah.
From the ads.
Like you can see the clear signs. You're like one button control, very easy to learn gameplay, very intuitive. You immediately know what to do. There's not much to it.
Not if you have dyslexia.
Yeah, it requires a little bit of math. By the way, did you run into any like blockers or like even difficulty? Like, to be honest, like I won everything. Like there was like
exactly
nothing.
If you get the boosters, we're rewarded ads. You never lose.
I didn't even get the boosters. Like nothing. So
yeah.
But you're playing on computer, so you have an advantage.
Shit. How can a computer give you advantage here?
Because you play with mouse.
You play with my faster movements.
You play with mouse. Just breathe,
man. Keep going.
No, we won. That's it. Like we won. That's it. That's the whole thing. And now's the thing that actually helps, when I can click properly and watch an ad. And yeah, I didn't click properly.
Okay, don't miss the button.
Yeah, I missed it.
Man.
Anyway, so this is the basic core loop. Nothing to it. It's kind of really easy. What we can see that if you look into the videos of the previous build, it was even more easier before, because here you would just...
It was more easy before? Like how it can be easier?
Because there was no metagame.
Ah, true. Okay.
Yeah. So before you would just have the multiplier thing at the end, which you already have now.
And that's it.
And that's it. and then you would just have 3 upgrades. That's it. So you wouldn't even choose something or like have units and gachas and like base building, whatever they have now. There's nothing. And this was the hyper casual game. But later down the line, when the team started tinkering with it, they actually added this. I would say it's similar to Coin Master or Pirate Kings. I think was the first one that brought it, where you have this kind of a visual base building, but this is not really base building. This is just like a
maybe if you just close the ad and then show the base building would be better.
Shit, sorry, wrong screen share. Here we are.
Why close the ad is the best part.
Yeah, so here is the upgrade one, the first build from 2021, where it was kind of just this, like there was even like main menu. Now they added the base building element into it. So after you
there you go.
After you pretty much finish the multiplayer thing, you build your base. This is, as I said, very similar to something like Coin Master or Pirate Kings, where you have this kind of a, let's say, soft currency that you're spending it on building some arbitrary visual decoration or something that is just like an index number that keeps increasing, and once you hit a cap, you move to next one, and that's it.
Yeah, there's not other function of that. Right?
But later down the line, they added the Coin Master mechanic, which is that not this one, sorry. That it means that you can actually pretty much have a, let's say, revenge mechanic. So somebody pretty much can attack your base, and then you can revenge them.
What is it? What is this Frankenstein of everything?
Yeah, so it's like it works. See the shield thing, like 3 shields. When you know with Coin Master that if 3 attacks are on like if you offline too much, meaning that you lose those 3 shields, people can raid your gold and stuff like that. So I can go here and do some kind of revenge mechanic. So this was added later, and then the final thing that was added, of course, was the gacha. That you have the base.
So would you say this is an unfolding gameplay? Because
they start. If you play the game now, everything is accessible from the start. There's nothing unfolding with it. It just pretty much they were looking at the hyper casual game and they're like, how can we improve the day 30, day 60 retention? Let's add this metagame features because metagame features are the only one that are responsible for long-term retention. So they added the base building visual thing, they added the revenge thing, and now they added gacha thing with some kind of build. But it's like it's not really a gacha thing. Like if I compared it to something like Survivor.io with their like polished template, it's just like a skeleton of it. Because here, like everything is
not even
close. Everything is just stronger. There's no really kind of meaning to me choosing lesser part than like the next best part that I get from upgrade. The gacha is very, very shallow. There's like 3 deck slots, 1 upgrade slot that remained from the previous one. It's like obviously duct tape on top of it. Like I get it, it works. It's not like a problem. I guess the team was learning.
So think about it in this way. So this is just like they entering the let's call it hybrid casual space. This is just the first game they actually experimenting with. Maybe the next one.
My guess is that it's not even something like that. It's more of they were trying to increase the IP revenue, however they could. So they started pretty much duct taping features on top of it that would fit the game, and it fit pretty well actually. Like it's not bad. I'm not saying it's wrong, but to compare this transition to something like we see, let's say with Snaker, where we would have the like pure hyper casual game with just level based gameplay, and then suddenly we have gachas here and there and like merging fusion whatever
gacha pools.
Everything and like super big spend depth, unfolding gameplay, game modes, levels, trials, whatever, throw everything at
all
me.
the keyword system and systems
like
vectors.
It's nowhere near even to it. So
leverage the power of loyalty driven UA with Mistplay. Users discover a collection of curated games to play based on their interests. The more they play, the more units they earn. The more they spend on in-app purchases, they also earn. Units can be redeemed for their preferred rewards, including a variety of gift cards. Tapping into our exclusive and growing community of engaged gamers at a global scale. Loyalty works for any game and genre.
It's more of a transition, and as the team was kind of doing, I guess, a lot of A/B tests and like probably even tried some features that we don't see that like didn't make it or like didn't produce good numbers. But yeah, it's a very good example. I guess to be honest, it also follows a little bit of Habby formula. Whereas, of course, we have the gacha thing, because the gachas, especially this kind of a Clash Royale shard gacha, is very, very easy to pace. It's very easy to understand for everyone. You just, press upgrade buttons, you get random chests or whatever they have, boosters, and then you upgrade your units. You can select those and like get a new unit from time to time, and so on and so forth. So, like, something like this, for instance, that you have units locked behind special offers or season pass, like that would never fly in like a Supercell game or something like that. But yeah, it works pretty well, I guess. It increased their day 30, day 60 retention, and that's it. On top of it, they also have a shit ton of ad placements, which I think Blondie here is really tempting to talk us through.
Yeah, I mean, when we get to my part, but yeah, there's a lot of them. I mean, it's still a Voodoo game, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. It's just that's what I mean by definitely more than 50% of the revenue coming from ads.
Yeah. So can we start here, or do we want to do
you want to do the
roundup of the
second game as well?
I guess let's finish the ad placements here.
Yeah, let's continue with the ads and how is that. How does that look? Look how unprepared he is.
No, he's getting up to my part here.
By the way, one new thing that I find like very interesting and never seen before. Before I forget it, they added this new currency called Skipit, which means with Skipit you can get the rewards without watching the video.
What?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
and you can buy that. Yeah.
So they don't sell you the possibility to completely skip the rewarded ads. They give you the energy to skip them.
Yeah. They have a unique take on this in Collect 'Em All as well that I want to talk about later on. But yeah. So mob control. By the way, Rima, do you think the session lengths are longer in mob control than they are in Collect 'Em All, or like do you think they're about the same?
I guess. Pretty much about the same.
I think Collect 'Em All is longer.
Yeah, I think so too. That's the feeling I got at least.
When you're forced to think there, like here you don't really need to think. It's more of like action paced. So,
but think about it from the audience point of view. This is male oriented game.
60-40.
Collect 'Em All is female.
60-40, and the other is also 60-40, but female male. I checked it.
Man, who plays this game?
60-40, I told you, male, female, 60-40.
Think about how wrong those data platforms
you can say to everything, man. This is how we work.
So basically, so mob
whatever.
control has inters and rewarded videos, banners that I personally haven't seen yet, but Remo has shown in the video and said that they absolutely do exist already since day 1. I haven't seen them, and it's been day 4, so that means they do some kind of segmentation, which is interesting. So basically, I'm assuming here that they're also doing a 30-second refresh rate. Remo, would you say that's true?
Yeah, I counted like 20 seconds, but there was the same banner that keeps refreshing itself, so I don't know. Probably somewhere there.
So inters pop up with a shorter like duration compared to Collect 'Em All. So here I give inters probably an imp DAO of around 3.2. On the rewarded side, I gotta say, like I love the in-game power-up placement because you have 2 rewarded ad slots that can give upgrades for every game, like every gameplay that you play. Clever, sneaky placement, which is very Voodoo. Like instead of just doing 1 for the whole level, they're like, no, you need to do 2. And that's perfect, right? So like, that's probably going to convert super well. So I probably estimate here that rewarded video imp DAO is around 5. And banners, if it's true what Remo is saying, I would probably put this at about 50 imp DAO. And basically ad viewer rate is a bit lower probably since they're actually doing some kind of segmentation. So that brings us to a grand total based on the DAU, which could be completely fugazi based on other ones we're doing. So I'll stick with the ECPM and the ImpDAO stuff, but like the DAU is really where I've been shot in the foot lately, which brings us to a grand total of 115k a day, which is 55% of this game's revenue, which is also based on in-app revenue, which could be wrong, but what we're seeing in our 2 least favorite data tools are these numbers that we're basing this on.
Yeah, but you have the like 1.2 million a month in one tool, and then what, like 500K in the other one.
Yeah.
or
So
something.
so at overall Admon score, I would give probably a 9 out of 10 for this one. It makes a lot of sense. It's still good. What's missing here is like I'll get onto that when we talk about collectible, but why they're not hitting like top numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because 55%. All right. Well, I can continue with the UA on this game, and honestly, it's like super fucking boring. But I mean, I know I mentioned it like a million times before, but this is actually true. Like in this case, like this is just.
But
nothing.
They have
nothing
the creative.
Yeah, they have the creative.
Everyone
man.
fakes.
It's not
like...
fake.
Man, this is the thing. Like the hypercasual looks perfect. It looks terrible, but I guess like that's why it works. I mean, this is just. But okay, whatever. Almost all the time we're seeing the same fucking gameplay. Like there's the slide, there's this, and I can actually show that as well. But anyway, so thanks to the hypercasual visual style, and they're getting, I guess, like pretty interesting install numbers. So they peaked around like 10 million installs in February. Now it declined to what, like 6 million, which is still, I mean, pretty good, right? 6 million, not 60, 6 million. 6 million. They're earning something between 1.2 to 1.5 millions a month. And where's this revenue actually coming from? Exactly, US. 90% is US, and then we have Japan, which is like 6%, like 5% or something, and then Germany, and then Canada, like all the other tier 1 countries. But it's like it's super small. It's almost like non-existent, at least on IIP side. But I would assume it's very similar on ads, right? So in terms of UA channel mix, think about it as the classic mix: Google, Upload, Iron Source, Mintegral, Digital Turbine. That's what I found on Facebook. So I was looking only at the last 30 days, because when I was checking the last 90 days, like almost like nothing was really relevant anymore, because Unity was really big in April. Now it's dead. Same thing happened to TikTok and Vangal. So it just died in May. So I guess also that's why we see such a big drop in downloads after March, April. So they paused like a few networks. So the biggest channel is Google, but only thanks to the like burst of installs in the beginning of June. And then we have Upload, obviously. Like Upload is just killing it, almost like across the whole.
Second biggest, like I heard now. The second biggest, bigger than Facebook on mobile.
Yeah. Definitely. And in terms of creatives, well, looks like shit, which means the CPIs are super low, I guess. So
So when you say it's shit, it looks shit, but it performs amazing.
Yeah.
Turning shit into gold.
3 questions.
Yeah.
Do you think they have the same, or let's say very similar CPI when they launched 2021 and now, after the hybrid casual pivot? How more bigger than it is?
It's not about hybrid casual pivot. It's all about the 2 years in between.
Mm-hmm. So what would
it's just the hybrid casual afterwards doesn't matter at all. It just the creatives didn't make any difference. Like they didn't change. At least like it's still the same visual style, the same gameplay. Everything is the same. It's just like they don't show all these like meta game features in the ads anyway. So like they show it a little bit in the playable ads here and there, but nothing else. So
would you consider the lifetime of that CPI value would be the same even without this hybrid casual pivot?
It would be the same. Yes, exactly. The hybrid casual pivot doesn't didn't influence the CPI.
Okay.
Yeah, no effect. That's my assumption. But again, like in terms of concepts, like hyper casual mechanics, who would say that? So you see these gates and then all of these, but that's it basically. Let me actually share the screen, Jakub. So this is it. I mean,
it looks exactly like the game. Finally,
I know. Finally.
Oh man, turn that down. I had drinks yesterday.
And it's exactly the same here. You see the different background. But the game.
I also want to have that machine gun cannon. Why I don't have it in the game?
There you go. Altered gameplay,
man. Yeah.
Altered gameplay.
No, they have machine gun. It's a second gun.
No, but you don't hear the sound of machine gun, and it doesn't like behave like that. Like, you know, that.
Again, here, look. can hear. Yeah, that's the only fun part that I on the creative, like the sound. But then, yeah, nothing else. Which brings me into this. That was kind of at least a little bit funny. So, again, yeah.
Is that a sausage?
This is a playable. This is a playable.
It looks
so,
like from the sausage movie.
It's the sausage movie with the Rick and Morty face from the
Pickle
Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pickle Rick. And then they have this, which was a little bit blocked afterward. Do you hear the sound?
Yeah,
it's just,
much worse than the machine gun.
Exactly. Yeah. So the machine gun was actually pretty good. Then you have these upgrades. And
That's the old build. We can see it right in the creative. Yeah, that's the old hyper-casual build.
Old hyper-casual build, and they are using it in the playables. The playable was just stuck. It was just never ending. But I have the question: if you afterwards, if you pay attention to this playable as well. But also, I usually get these questions like, "Oh, well, we have new builds, so should we use? Should we stop using the old build creatives?" I was like, maybe no. It's like, what? It doesn't represent the games. Like, yeah, but like if it works,
who cares about representing games?
Yeah. It's not about like who cares about representing the game. It's just like if something works, then why would you kill it? That's the thing. So this is happening all the time. Look, so I just try to finish the playable, but nothing was happening. And then we have this again. So nothing really that exciting.
But if it works,
It works. It's print spamming.
Yeah, of course.
Does it have to be exciting if it works?
No.
Sure. Of course, yeah, of course. That I don't care. It's just
exciting is the stuff that works. Actually.
Yeah, and we have these like few other creatives, and this is exactly the same thing all over again. The gates, the tube here, and then different background. That makes me a little bit dizzy because this is just moving. But
did you actually lose?
Then,
I never lost in the game.
That's the thing. Like they showcase a lot of defeat in the creatives, and just watch this.
But as I said, like you can only lose if you forget using math, or like stop aiming or whatever,
or you get dyslexia. Before I get messages that I'm mean, I have dyslexia, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay. So I can stop screen sharing because that's basically it, right? So the question is, if you paid attention, could you see the IQ feature in the playable or the good old Einstein in the? Yeah.
No.
It was it was on the top of the creative.
Really?
Yeah, it was on the top of the creative. So they're trying to use some old, like good old tricks from the other game, which brings me to collect them all because no. Before we go to collect them all.
Yeah.
No. We will do the sandwich thing where I just talk about the creatives and then we can do.
Should we not talk about the game before we talk about the creatives?
No. We'll talk about the UA.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, and then so I may even Matei rating. Obviously, it's 3.5 maximum.
Out
it's
of
just
10.
Like out of 10. Yeah, it's just.
Did you Maven Mache rating?
That's what I always say. You should pay attention. You should actually pay attention.
Humble
to me. Very humble, of course. Well, okay. Let's jump to the to the collect them all creatives. Since we are in the creative section, which made me laugh so much, actually. So good old Einstein here as well, and mainly in the playables. But I'm not sure what happened there. I couldn't finish the playable there in the collect them all. But okay, whatever. Please, guys, fix it. Maybe it could improve the performance, or maybe it was just stuck on one of the data tools we use. Anyway, since collect them all is, I think, still skewed more towards the female audience. At least that's my assumption. You said it as well. We are seeing two things in the creatives, and we already discussed it in the previous podcast. So could you guys guess what it is? In the female-oriented creatives,
You have
we
again
talked about
that
it.
like freezing woman pregnancy, whatever, something.
Almost. Try again.
Starving something. Dying.
Jesus. No, but we talked about it when we were discussing triple tile. Old people and IQ elements, and brain age, and all of this. Yeah. So this time, we have an upgrade because they use some weird female voice talking about your IQ and laughing at you when you fail. So let's let me don't worry. I'm gonna show
This whole Schadenfreude trend.
1 sec.
Making fun of people failing.
I know, right? It's just it's weird. So okay, let's and I will show you. Okay, 1 second. No, I will start with this one.
So apparently, only the people with an IQ over 180 can solve this one. Can you solve
no.
it? What's your IQ?
It's great, like how
What's
his
your
IQ
man?
keeps going down.
So apparently, only the people with an IQ over
Man.
180 can solve this one. Can you solve it? What's your IQ? What's your IQ, man?
Who is this guy?
But that's the thing. Like, look,
apparently,
So this is first creative. Look at the amazing iteration. Oh, the same guy but blue shirt. And we are not
so
over yet.
apparently, only the
There's the
people
same
with
guy
an
with
IQ
green shirt.
No.
over
It's
180
amazing.
can solve this one.
It's perfect.
Can you
It's
solve
just
it?
it made
What's
me
your
laugh
IQ?
so much.
Sometimes I have to stop and think with the industry we're in. It's
By
like,
the way,
yeah,
you see-
what if we switch shirt
So
color?
You see that he
apparently,
draws it with
only
the other end
people
of the
with an
pencil,
IQ
the one
over
that's not supposed to throw it.
180 can solve
I
this
didn't
one.
even I didn't even
Can
pay
you solve
attention to it.
it? What's your IQ?
But
What's your
look
IQ, man?
who we got here.
So apparently,
Hello.
So apparently,
Oh wait,
This is
only
our-
the
we saw her
people with an
before.
IQ over 180.
Man, this is the
can solve this
good
one.
old grandma from
Can you
Ridicore and
solve
Triple
it?
Tile.
Yeah.
What's your
It's
The
the
IQ?
same
one
one.
that
What's your
that
IQ,
we
man?
use in our creative
But
as well.
she's not real, right? Like, this is AI, right? 100%.
This is stock.
Only
This
the
is stock.
people
So
with
a
an
Okay.
IQ
professional
This is stock
fake creative actor.
180 can
It's
solve
not
this
fake
one.
creative actor. It's just like
Can you
it's on
solve
stock,
it?
Stock.
in
What's
stock
your
bank,
okay.
which you can
What's your
buy and you
IQ,
can use
man?
it whatever you like.
So
And this
apparently,
was way
only-
before any AI type of thing. So
They
yeah.
should give you warnings before you send your identity to the database where you end up.
Apparently, it works quite well. But what I see in the creatives, and you can see it in here as well, good old
Good old.
So
Einstein
apparently,
and Brain as
only
well.
the people with an IQ over
And can you do you see
180
like what's happening
solve
here?
this
It's
one.
the same weird
Can you
voice,
solve
the
it?
same
What's
gameplay,
your
it's just
IQ?
different background.
What's your
It's
IQ,
still
man?
Einstein. For some reason, I'm just like, what's
Einstein, if you
So
knew this,
Albert?
apparently,
his
Yeah,
face
man.
next to something says
People with an
noob
IQ
beginner,
over
then a pencil.
He's
drawing.
turning in the
can
grave,
solve
man.
this one.
And then also they have
solve it?
these
What's your IQ?
Celebrities.
again.
What's your IQ?
Yeah, this is
man?
something that again IQ, and then there you
So
go, grandma as well.
apparently,
So
apparently,
oh,
only
man,
the
I
people
can't
with
hear
an
the
IQ
What's
weird
your
voice.
IQ?
Yeah, what's your
180
IQ? But then
can solve
again,
this one.
what's your IQ?
Can
Oh,
you
brain
solve it?
itself.
Apparently,
What's your IQ?
yeah.
What's your IQ, man?
You know what's really interesting?
So yeah,
They
tell me.
have these in the
apparently,
gameplay.
Only the people with an
Once
IQ
every
over
10 levels or 5 or
180
whatever levels,
can
you have
solve
this
this
one.
one.
You know
Yeah.
that
Can
it's
you
fake
solve it?
creative
What's your
gameplay because you
IQ?
can skip it with
What's
an
your
ad.
IQ,
That's
man?
Yeah.
every game standard that we put there
So
playable there so you can
apparently,
skip it with an ad if you don't want to bother. But we want to bait all the other players in the meantime.
Yeah, so the thing is, they definitely are copying the triple dot guys because, or at least like their creative strategy. Triple tile, especially a little bit of Voodoo as well with the celebrity IQ creatives. They use it quite a lot and heavily in Voodoo. And like this is looks like second or third game I see exactly the same. The thing is, like, this is the same fucking footage. Like they just they just took it from their ads. So I guess learning from the best, right?
Learning from what works, I would say.
Or what works, yeah. And on the other hand, like this game makes less money than Mob Control, at least on IRP side. But I will get there in a second. In terms of the UA channel mix, Uploving again. So you guys are killing it everywhere. A very good job. Let's see what happens after fingerprinting is that. We can talk.
There's a lot of turmoil in the market right now. We should talk about that next week. It's just,
yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of shit is happening. So there is the new creative which is taking over the whole spend on uploading. The Mr. Old Man with the green shirt. No blue shirt, no red shirt, the green shirt. That's the best performer.
It brings out his eyes. Like it's clearly the best one. Like I thought so too. Did you not think that?
Yeah.
True. Green shirt.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of my dad, guys.
Okay. Back to the UA channel mix. The top one spender by far, Upload in the last 30 days. And then we have Unity and other channels like Google, Facebook, even Snapchat here and there, and Iron Source and TikTok. So I guess except some fun and experimentation in creative, it's not as great as I originally thought, but because the game is making $500K a month on IIPs, with the best months ever for downloads now in June. It's around 3.4 million, which is, I guess, I don't know, this is way more competitive genre, right? But still, yeah, I would say Maven Mate rating for this one.
Humble Maven Mate rating.
Humble Maven Mate. It's 4 out of 10 maybe for the creatives and the UA part.
To be honest, this is a little bit of a cross into casual rather than hybrid casual
Yeah.
already, because it
looks
like a kind of puzzler. It behaves like a puzzler. It has a puzzler meta, so it kind of is a puzzler, to be honest.
Yeah. So it's not that easy to scale this. I mean, 3.4 million a month is not bad number though. So
yeah, but you can go much higher. We had Triple Match 3D just a few weeks ago.
Very true. Yeah, very true. Yeah, very true. So yeah, you can continue the history lesson, Mr. Jakub.
Yeah. Not really much to it because these guys.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.
That's
over.
Yeah, thank you.
Second. So this game isn't that, let's say, complex on metagame, if I could even say it.
Yeah.
But what they had before is that they had the basic core gameplay of you kind of playing the line match here, where you can line stuff together, and you need to at least line 3. It's not match 3, it's line 3, or you could say you can go diagonally sometimes and do a very big combo. It's kind of pretty satisfying. So all around very good core gameplay. And then when we look at the older build, this is a video from 2021. You see they had pretty much nothing there. They had some events, they had some kind of offers or whatever, but you see the bottom.
So they launched in June 21.
Yeah, June 2021. And the game was kind of bare bones at that point.
So it's 2 years old game.
Yeah, it's 2 years old.
Very long soft
As I said, I think they have a team at Voodoo that's pretty much only task is to convert the revenue of the older games into IP.
Dude, why do you think? I just said it in the beginning. It's 2 games. Yeah, it's 2 teams. One is launching new games, and the other one is just duct taping this meta whatever features on the top of the hypercasual games.
Yeah. So if you look at the game now, we can see that there's the usual kind of decoration meta game where you complete levels, you earn these whatever it is called, paint sticks, and then when you have those, you can have the usual illusion of choice, choose between 3 different colored wolves, which one we locked even behind an ad, why not? Yeah. And then you kind of continue, and there's the usual kind of gold currency, soft currency, lives, offers, boosters, and everything. So it's pretty much behaves like a puzzler. So there's nothing.
Do you think a lot of people interact with the meta game here? Because that's what my curious was. Because it's not.
You don't really have to. I've seen
you don't have to, right?
as I know personally, a lot of Gardenscapes players that just have 700 stars in their inventory sitting there doing nothing. Yeah, it is the same here. It's not blocking anything. I guess it adds a little bit of retention in the metagame because otherwise they wouldn't do it. And you see a similar mechanic within the mob control where you also have this kind of visual base building, but it's also kind of fake. It's more of something visually is being done in behind the scenes on rails, so it's okay. But yeah, I guess it's a little bit of touch, especially for someone that expects more from a game to be completely bare bones. So that's there. But yeah, the core gameplay seems kind of very, very easy, very intuitive. They also have banners directly in the gameplay. So this one's a little bit kind of more aggressive there. But yeah, I guess that's good. This game definitely didn't went through that much iteration yet, or maybe I'm just not seeing it because it's all behind this kind of events, metagame features that are kind of hard to unlock through like playing the game only for some time. So probably they have the full-fledged kind of feature set that Triple Match 3D has. So all the puzzles, chests, like bonus levels. As I said, they have the fake creative playables put within the gameplay, so you find those. You have the hard levels, whatever, something like that. So I guess it's making pretty nice money. Actually, they're scaling pretty high recently. If I understand correctly, they have like 3.6 million just for May downloads, which is the highest one. So they're still going up.
3.4, yeah, just for June. This is the top month. But I just wanted to check like how the retention looks like, and man, it sucks. It's just like how can you even scale when you have day 60 like 1%? So that's.
But isn't it because the the volume is so big, so it skews it down?
Nah, so mob control is 1% day 60. Collect them all is 4% day 60 on iOS, and Google Play, yeah, it's 3% and 2% on day 60.
Not again.
Player exile.
Usual thing.
There you go. Yeah.
Will they get fed? Will they get fed? No,
Yes.
blueberries. Only one. Oh. Download the game to save their lives.
Yeah.
First, you need to unfroze them.
Player X, come on, guys! Like,
Come on, guys. Yeah. Jesus, this is terrible.
Yeah,
Just stop.
but as I said, like this is much less like, or let's say more shallow iteration. I guess they will still add more stuff to it, but yeah, not really that much that you can add to this kind of gameplay. It's just being limited by the core gameplay itself. And this is by the way one of the main things with hybrid casual. You really cannot slap a gacha-based economy on everything. You really cannot slap like multiple game modes, multiple whatever health and damage mechanic.
You need to have a metagame framework to do that.
Yeah, but it's to all help you. The thing is that core gameplay needs to be compatible with it. If your core gameplay isn't compatible with it, you can't do it. Like I've seen people trying to put gacha on poker or Yahtzee or like all these other things that it just won't work, or like chess. It won't work. Same as it would not work here probably, because there's audience mismatch. But the other thing is that core gameplay won't support it, and this to me is the biggest kind of a mastery of this whole thing. Like being able to create these connectors between the metagame and the core gameplay that enables you to have that metagame and have that spend depth and have that progression, blah blah blah, and all these things. And this is really hard to do and to build.
So are you saying not every game can be turned into hybrid casual?
Not every game. Not every game, unfortunately. Sorry, all of you who think that after watching this video you can turn every hyper casual game to hybrid casual. No, you can't. And Voodoo is trying, and we just covered the 2 games that were able to do it in all of their portfolio.
Yeah,
and
for now.
Yeah, for now.
But it's also quite interesting. Like if you look at these 2 games, and if you'd have shown me these games 3 years ago and basically said, "Oh yeah, Voodoo made them," I wouldn't have believed you. Like it's so different from like the Helix jumps. So it's still like, a big shift.
This one I wouldn't believe you, the collect them all, but the mob control I would definitely
control for sure
believe you.
Yeah. But the thing is, again, like even in the hyper casual genre, there was evolution going from a Helix jump to
mob control.
What else? Mob control, like they're like 2 or 3 iterations in between. There were all these like not even Helix jump like games, but then more advanced, more almost like an idle games, but more hyper casual. You had these restaurants things and shopping mall 3D and whatever else. That was like already like a little
ASMR.
bit deeper than. No, the ASMR. ASMR slicing even. Yes, that's there you go.
You always have to mention it's like people who do CrossFit. They can't stop
Man,
talking
it wasn't
about
me.
it.
It wasn't me. It was Jakub who mentioned it. I forgot about the ASMR slicing.
You never forget about it. You dream about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time.
Yeah. So how's the ads here looking, Felix?
Yeah, in terms of ad placements, there's still everything you'd expect from a Voodoo title. There's interstitials, banners, and rewarded video. The interesting thing here between the 2 titles, you can quickly notice that the ad ARPDAU probably is much higher in here compared to Mob Control because it costs me $9.99 to remove ads and collect them all, and in Mob Control it costs $2.99. So also a cool feature that Collect 'em All has is that if you finish all quests, you get 2 hours free of ad-free gameplay, which is very I haven't seen that. Like, it's a very nice little interesting thing. I can't believe Rima didn't mention it.
Yeah,
probably I didn't.
Because he didn't pay attention to playing those games because he plays Diablo all the fucking time.
Not anymore because there's no more content to play.
How good would it be rewarded ads in Diablo?
Blizzard is spinning into the grave.
Anyway, so interesting collectibles seem to pop up every now and then after levels. Playing about 4 or 5 levels, you typically see 2 interstitial ads. So I'd say ad viewer rate is about 70% with 3.0 interstitials per DAU. On the rewarded side, which is more interesting, I see a lot of rewarded placements. The one I like the most is spin the wheel that you can do 4 times per day for rewarded videos. Very good. There's the more lives for rewarded ads. Play on if you lose a level. Unlock like decors in the meta game. Piggy bank boost. List goes on and on and on and on. The point is that this game is heavy on the rewarded ad side, which is really kind of the typical opposite of an Admon strategy that you saw in typical hyper-casual games, where traditionally you saw heavy enters and banner usage. For rewarded video, it depends a bit how much you interact with the meta gameplay, but I reckon here that you're seeing anywhere between 4 to 5 impressions per DAU on average. So this brings us on to banners. So banners are shown during the core gameplay, during kind of the matching process. And here's the thing that puzzles me a bit. So I sat, in my little Admon dungeon with my little timer watch, and it seems here that banner refresh rate is on 30 seconds, which is very surprising to me. So normally for a game like this, I'd expect it to be 15, even 10 or 20. Just feels like they're leaving a lot of banner revenue on the table. Like, they could be leaving, 100% of the banner revenue on the table if it's 15 seconds, right? So I reckon the average session length, correct me here if you disagree, Rome, was about 15 to 20 minutes. What do you think? Too long?
Depends. Like, what can stop you, by the way? Like, do I run out of lives here even?
Not really. I've never been an issue. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard. Like, even the hard levels are not that hard.
Yeah,
like, it's easy.
Never saw anything like super hard. The thing is that usual sessions when I've seen these kind of games are like 10 minutes average. That's like the hard data. But
yeah. So this brings us to a grand total. So about 40 or 50 banners per user, I'd say, maybe even 60, but not with that refresh rate. That brings us to a grand total for all ad units, basically combined about 39k a day, or 48% of the total revenue. Big caveat here is, IAP numbers could be incorrect. Lately, we've been, like we said, we've been screwed a bit. Overall Admon score, I'd give 7 out of 10, simply just because of that banner refresh rate. On 30 seconds, it doesn't make any sense to me, like 0. So the only way it would make sense to me is if they're on AdMob mediation, in which case I'll probably even give their score lower if they actually are, because being so heavily reliant on video inventory, it makes absolutely no sense to be on AdMob mediation, because essentially they're really strong on banners. But yeah, on the other mediations, you typically get a higher ad ARPDAU boost for video inventory. So yeah.
And so I think you got that math a little bit wrong, because I think they're making like 17k a day on in-apps.
22.
22, okay.
Depends on where you look.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like the delta between the different numbers here was quite big. So,
but still, if they make 40k on ads and then 20k on in-apps, then it's not 40.
So basically, I got the in-app from Remo, from our least favorite data tool.
Really favorite. So, but it's still, I would say it's more skewed towards ads.
Yeah, ads.
Rather than in-apps. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like 60-40 maybe.
Yeah, let me also do around here from Realist Remo. So the rating for...
Is that the happy one or is that the negative one?
Is the realistic one.
The old one. The 70 years
Back
old
in my
one.
day.
Yeah, so I'm not going to rate the games. I'm going to rate the transition. So Mob Control.
Ooh,
Yeah, Mob
okay.
Control I think is actually pretty good, even though we know that like Habby can do it like 3 times better, but still like
don't compare it to
don't
Habby.
compare it to Habby.
No,
I
man.
still think it's something like solid 7 out of 10. I think it's pretty good, and of course it makes a lot of money, so why complain? I guess still a little bit more could be done, or there's like other design vectors that could be added that I think like a different mode or like more squeezing the engagement here and there, which I
Share an example.
An example like similar
Yeah.
Or just making those different choices actually
matter.
that matter. Yeah, it's just
the gacha is pretty much an illusion here, and I would definitely like to see some kind of trial mode here or whatever additional alternative mode where
no social features.
No
oh,
social
I'm
features,
so surprised.
exactly. Actually, there's a social feature. There's a social feature because there's the revenge mechanic. It's social.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, but this is.
But you didn't mention the social features. That's surprising. I would expect social features in this game always.
It's I guess they did whatever they could. Like as I said.
Of course.
7 out of 10. And here, I would say less.
Man, they will hate me so much for my score.
I would say less because it was not that big of an addition. It's just like the usual kind of playbook. But to be honest, there's nothing much less or much more to add here. Like what again? Maybe social features, but they have some kind of leathers here already.
Of course,
they have the
features.
leathering here, and like at least some of the social features they are there. Like it's not really much that you can do with this kind of core gameplay. It's more of like how much you can throw at your live ops. That's the thing, rather than like throwing on like additional features here. So I would still say like 7 out of 10. Yeah, pretty good.
Do you know what I think is just like slapping and duct taping all of these like new features on the top of the game? It's just like it's not adding any value.
What do you mean?
It's just like it's there.
Remote control.
Yeah, it's just there. And it's like, okay, so now what?
Now you can spend on.
Like, that's it. Yeah, okay. But in Survivor IO, it actually makes sense, right? It's just that's like it's adding value to the whole game.
Yeah, it's as I said, that's why not 10 or like some kind of bigger value, because 10 would be comparing something like Snaker, the previous build, and then Snaker, the release build.
The release version.
That's like additional things here, but. Yeah, I guess Voodoo has a long way before them in order to be able to do things like Habby does. But yeah, we'll see.
But would you say this is a good start?
I'd say this is a pretty good start, but
okay. Let's end
it
on the positive note.
On the positive note, and let's revisit this exact thing in like a year and see how it's progressed.
We're gonna do.
No, I want to revisit like maybe we can revisit this in a year. Also look at the new games they are going to launch as well.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do a review of their like portfolio IAP status and see what's driving their IAPs.
We can compare this to a different hybrid casual story.
Going hybrid casual studio.
Yes, story, which we do with Say Games in the upcoming weeks, because that's been coming up in the like discussions as well.
Yeah, let's do that next.
We have different things to cover next, because as you said, like it's a lot of shit happening around us in the whole industry. So we want to just discuss that.
Diablo.
Diablo and play Diablo, of course.
All right, let's end on a positive note.
Let's end on a positive note. Thank you very much for listening. Please share the podcast with your friends, colleagues, dogs and cats, obviously, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much again. Love you.
Don't forget your vectors
next
and
time.
gachas. See ya.
Gacha pools. Cheers. Bye bye.
Habby's the new Voodoo.
But like wannabe Habby copier, because the game has like 100 of a performance of Survivor IO or what?
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's like almost non-existent.
Like you can
seriously.
add a gacha now.
Guys, okay, guys, let's save this for the podcast. This is fucking fun shit. Let's just, get into it. Like this is.
It's fine.
This is good shit.
Recording. You're already recording. So I don't.